are listening to Rouge Radio, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
It's time to get the point as Rouge Radio is ready to kick off.
Ready!
The best football talk with the best in the business.
So what is the cost? You have 2 first-round picks this year because the Argos are dumb enough to trade for Drew Willie.
A few rookies.
We go directly to the on-field product. We welcome to the show the 20th overall pick in this past Sunday's CFL draft, DeAndre Wright of the Alouettes. DeAndre, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
And the occasional Hall of Famer.
Please welcome Doug Brown, who is one of the members of the current class of 2016 in the CFL Hall of Fame. Doug, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you guys for the kind words and for having me on the program.
Rouge Radio is on the air. Here's your hosts, Robert Dalton and Tony Allen.
Welcome, everybody, to the Rouge Radio podcast, powered by the Canadian Football Podcast Network. This is episode 535, and as always, this show is sponsored by the good people over at Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, enter the promo code Rouge, you get discounts of up to 20% and free worldwide shipping. Manscaped, your balls, well, they will thank you. Gentlemen?
Well, thank you, Irv. It is a huge episode, and first off, should we just go straight to the someone nailed their predictions last week. So. Okay.
I can't hear the music, but I'm sure it's magnificent.
You can't, and for some reason, I only got like the first 3 seconds of it, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect, who goes 3 for 3 last week. I went 2 for 3, and stupid Tiger Cats.
Well, it's funny too because I even texted you. I'm like, does 3 for 3 count? Because it should be 4 for 4, but I'll even take the 3 seconds of perfect.
Yeah, no. When we came up with the part of the show where if we are 100%, there wasn't a caveat that it has to be 4 games. So
very good. I'll take it then.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think I've had the best season overall, so I shouldn't probably deserve the whole Mr. Perfect theme. Just enough to acknowledge 3-0.
Well, at this point, we're probably going to go with the Barry Horowitz. You know, the pat yourself on the back kind of thing.
There you go.
Only old school WWE fans would actually get that reference. Outside of that, hey, we're going to make this a quick show. By the way, we're recording this on Thursday, September 4th. Do we get it's like the afternoon? Do we have a different vibe recording in the afternoon?
Probably not, because I was up at 10 to 5 this morning to get ready for work for a train back. So
okay, you're on nighttime, yeah.
I usually do, but
I always wonder if there's a different vibe, because usually we do it at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time as far as recording, and you've got your safety goggles on.
I know the stupid eyeglass place hasn't got them in, and I can't take them off, and my eyes hurt too much.
I hope that you just don't mention the company name. I'd hate to have them as a sponsor of the show in the near future. What a week of football. 2 really, really good. I mean, I wouldn't say that we're like from start to finish entertaining, but we are. I mean, we'll go with the Labor Day Sunday between the Riders and the Bombers, and I think we went on record saying that I didn't think this would be close. Maybe by 5.5 points would be, and that's what the spread was. And all of a sudden, it's like Winnipeg goes up. I'm like, okay, this is actually looking exactly how it has been for the last couple of years. Then Saskatchewan catches up, and Saskatchewan goes up by 14. And I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I thought this game was going to be. And then all of a sudden, it's like opportunities, and now Winnipeg cashes in, notwithstanding a 2-point conversion. Your thoughts on that game?
I didn't get to see it in entirety, but I tried to watch mostly all of the games, and I think I left that one. For some reason, the family was doing something, but I know it was at the point where I thought, well, Saskatchewan got this one wrapped up. But I mean, if I can try and recall what I said the week leading up to that, I felt like Saskatchewan was the better team, so felt safe leaving because I didn't think Winnipeg would make it close. But then I saw some social media posts about how Riders fans should be pretty afraid of how this game is ending. So it sounds like I missed some exciting stuff at the end. But when all's said and done, I'm still not really that surprised that Saskatchewan took out Winnipeg.
Yeah,
but a great game, fantastic game.
And the second of 3 games was probably even more gut-wrenching and entertaining. If you weren't a Tiger Cat fan, you probably loved that game because you have a possible game-winning touchdown by Kenny Lawler, only to have the Argos return it to their 35, 40-yard line, and Nick Arbuckle, with what I could assume with some superhuman strength on that pass to Dijon Brissett. And do you remember the 2006, they call it the Miracle of Commonwealth, Milt Steagle's catch against Edmonton?
I remember that one.
I
was in Edmonton for that one at Big Valley Jamboree. Not the game, but I was there. It was the talk of the city.
So that almost reminded me of that, not because of the touchdown, because they didn't score a touchdown, but because of the waffling of the tackling. Because both times it was double coverage. The ball should not have been thrown. Obviously, desperation. And the ball should not have been caught. And even if the ball was caught, the runner should have been down by contact, because you'd think that, okay, if you're throwing the double coverage, you got one guy going for the ball and the other guy going for the tackle. Neither one was able to come down with the ball, and neither one of them was able to even have a semblance of a tackle in both those situations. So your thoughts on that game?
I unfortunately didn't get much of the Tiger Cats one. I don't know what I was doing, but I know I was not able to get near a television for that one. But it looked pretty amazing, and I've got to say that edition of who we were just talking about, of course, I want to recall a name, and now it's absolutely gone. The receiver for Tiger Cats, you were just talking about him,
Kenny Lawler.
There's no reason to forget his name, but that's the state my brain is right now after being up since 4:30 this morning. But anyways, absolutely, what an addition Lawler has been to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Like, good for him. I'm sure there's Bombers fans out there making excuses for justify getting rid of him, and maybe his time was just done in Winnipeg and he needed a change of scenery. But first, I just want to say it's been absolutely fabulous watching Lawler and Hamilton this year with Bo Levi Mitchell. That's my biggest takeaway from that game.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they didn't win, even if it wasn't the game-winning catch, even if they didn't win, what a great union that was. Lawler and Hamilton is working out great.
Yeah, Hamilton's loss has nothing to do with the quarterback and receiver combo. Hamilton's loss has been, well, I mean, we just talked about it. It was based on that one play. And normally that does not happen. That kind of play only happens in big-time situations for some reason. But let's get to anything else you want to talk about.
Although it also seems to happen when Bo Levi Mitchell's trying to win a big football game against Toronto. Just what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I guess maybe I'm still a little
2017 Grey Cup.
From the Grey Cup where Toronto only has 2 plays and touchdowns the whole game, and it was the 2 they needed to win the Grey Cup that year. But anyways.
No, you're not holding any grudges or anything like that. No. Let's get to week 14 of the CFL season.
And as always, this show, Rouge Radio, is partnered with the good people over at Sports Interaction. Go to sia.com/Rouge and your first deposit gets matched up to 100%. And as always, Tony and Dogs advise you to please play and gamble responsibly. Gentlemen?
Well, thank you, Barry. Well, let's go to the first game. It opens up on Friday night. BC Lions are in Ottawa to play the Red Blacks, and the BC Lions are favored by 6.5 points. I don't see anything here that says that Dustin Crum is practicing or playing, but the over-under is set at 55.5. I don't know about you, but I like the over on this one, just because I'm not a big fan of BC's defense, so that even if Dustin Crum does have a legitimate, like, somewhat semblance of a game, even a breakout game. I still like BC to come out on top on this one, but I'm not a big fan of both defenses in the last couple of weeks. Take the over on this one, in my opinion, and maybe to an extent because of BC's defense, maybe Ottawa covers the spread on this one. I know that we usually go to you to start out, but I just kind of wanted just to insert my opinion on this one, and I just kind of like went off the rails. I have BC winning this one 41-35.
Man, that's a big game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's just going to be like a continuation of the games that we had this week, where it's just going to be like nonstop back and forth shootout mentality. Defense is optional, and at the end of the day, maybe BC's defense does make that extra play in desperation and prevent defense last drive of the game. But that's my opinion. Where do you want this one? Or where do you think this one's going to go?
Yeah, I don't have anything as big as yours score, but I guess if I look back, both teams have not had a problem putting points on the board. It's keeping them off of the opposition, keep the opposition out of the end zone. So I definitely, but this one was hard for me to just kind of predict and look forward to because this just seems like there's nothing here between these two teams. There's nothing to get excited about. There's no history, even from this season or last season, to really get pumped about. It's really just a football game that's going to happen on the schedule, Ottawa and BC. I guess maybe I should have gone higher, but I didn't. Maybe I'm just expecting a mess of a football game. But I'm going in favor of BC on this one, 26-14.
All right. Yeah. So we both got BC. So right there, check mark. We both agree. Triple header. Hopefully the one time I haven't looked at the schedule to see if this happens before, but it's the first triple header of the season, and I love this triple header because it is a rematch week. The first game is not a rematch week. It is the Hamilton Tiger Cats in Montreal to play the Alouettes. The Tiger Cats are actually favored by 3 points. The over-under is set at 52.5. Montreal is getting some healthy bodies back in the lineup. Austin Mack, still nothing from Davis Alexander and Hamilton. Well, we just talked about him a matter of minutes ago. Montreal has lost a few in a row, but so has Hamilton. Tony, do you give the edge to the home team in this case?
Montreal?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
No,
I think Hamilton's still straight up the better football team.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna give too much to Montreal on this one. I think, yeah, I don't even know how I want to decide if it's even worth dissecting this one too much. I just think Hamilton's still the better team of the two, and it might get a little sloppy. It might, things can always go wrong, but I'm still going to take Hamilton 26-15.
Yeah, I think right now is the more that James Morgan plays, the more film that other teams will have on him. And I love his tenacity. I love James Morgan's tenacity, but at the same time, you can't have the same output, the same production as you would from your backup quarterback, let alone your starting quarterback. And we saw how bad or how exposed Montreal has been without Davis Alexander. But at the same time, defensively, like I expect this to be a low-scoring game in the first half, and then maybe offense galore in the second half. I probably see like 6-3 at halftime in favor of Montreal. Field position is going to be is just going to be something that Montreal is really going to rely on, because if they don't get that field position, I don't have confidence in Montreal's offense to be able to run the field 110 or 100 or 110 yards down the field to score touchdowns. But I do like the opportunity for them to get into field goal range, because Jose Maltos does seem to be on another level this year. But Hamilton, I don't think they have the serious in production or the opposite production that Montreal has. Granted, they are fully healthy to an extent, and I think that is going to be the difference in this one. I do have Hamilton winning this one 32-21. So I guess take the over, but that heavy scoring will be in the second half. as it was the last game, I believe. Second game of the tripleheader, the Saskatchewan Roughriders are in Winnipeg. Winnipeg is favored by 1.5 points. That obviously is the home field advantage. The over-under is set at 52.5. I'm going to kick myself in this one because I honestly do think that Winnipeg is going to win this one, but by virtue of people really demanding that I choose against Winnipeg in this one to the reverse jinx, I mean, they're getting Ontario Wilson back. They got Cam Eccles, who knows how. I mean, the only thing that's really questionable right now was Dalton Schoen, if he is practicing or if he's going to be available to practice to play in this game. Saskatchewan, on the other side, didn't suffer some severe injuries, not that I could see. Although, what a warrior! Jaden Dahlke goes to the hospital during the game, and comes back top notch. So, got to give kudos to that one. My gut, my heart says Winnipeg does eke out this one, 32-25 on this one. But to have it on the record for the reverse things, I think Saskatchewan might win this one, 28-24. Tony.
Yeah, these are pretty much the only two games I really wanted to talk about this week, just because the rivalry is still there, and this is the way it should be. Again, disappointing Toronto's not playing Hamilton, but what are you going to do? At least we've got two that are still alive, and between the two of them, I felt like one team's going to sweep the Labor Day series, one's going to be split, and I think this is the one that's going to be split because Winnipeg is a good team. Winnipeg is not the better team of these two. I'll say that right now. Saskatchewan, to me, is the better football team between those two. But Winnipeg is a good football team. And between Calgary and Edmonton splitting, or Saskatchewan, Winnipeg splitting, Winnipeg is the team that's more likely to bring their best game for this one, because I think they're still a good team. But 500, I think, is where they are. But at home, with that crowd, emotion, football is a game that's played raw emotion. And I think it swings the pendulum towards Winnipeg. Probably another close one, probably a few lead changes. And I wasn't far behind you. You picked 32-25. I picked 31-27. So a couple points shift either way, but basically the exact same outcome you're seeing too.
Yeah, except on the record, I am picking Saskatchewan just for that reverse.
Oh, are you? Okay.
On the record, but let it be known that my logistically have Winnipeg winning. But
so I'm going to say this is the one game we are split in.
Yeah, then. This is the one game that has. But there is a. I feel like it's a cop out just for me to even say a result for both. But I will be on record to pick Saskatchewan on that one.
Yeah, I think I have one of those this year too, where the one I wanted to win, and then the one where the one I thought would win, and the win that's probably coming.
Well, I think that was the one where if Drew Brown was playing, right?
Oh,
we
yeah,
didn't know if
Drew Brown. Yeah,
if Drew Brown is playing, the game's over. If not, okay, well, this is what I think is going to happen. Last game of the week is the last game of the day. Calgary Stampeders are in Edmonton to play the Edmonton Elks. The Stampeders are favored by 6.5. Over/under is set at 50.5. And I tell you, I'm really shocked that the spread is by that much. Some notable injuries: Nick Anderson, I believe Jake Serezna, as well as Brinkman on the D line for Edmonton are nursing some injuries and are questionable for this game. That is going to be some big uphill to climb for Edmonton to come back, because we talked about it last week. Are the Edmonton Elks coming off that 3-game winning streak? Are they legit? And for the first half, I thought, holy crap, they are. They are. Defensively, they are. I think defensively they can go toe-to-toe with Calgary's offense. As that game progressed, you just saw a team of men playing a team of boys. Offensive line in Edmonton is just atrocious. And still, the Edmonton D line cannot get enough pressure to sway the game their way in a game where it's just, it's as close as it is at halftime. We saw that offensively they can move the ball against other teams, but when you're playing a team like Calgary, when you're playing a team like Saskatchewan, and to an extent Hamilton, your defensive line is going to need to get to the quarterback or find creative ways to disturb the quarterback, and they can't do it. And I am, like I said, I'm surprised that spread is what it is. I don't think this is going to be close. Uh, I think Calgary is going to run away with this one early. It's going to be a little bit different than the first half and might have a little bit of garbage time in the second half. But I do have Calgary winning this one 34-19. Tony, where do you got this one going?
Yeah, I think this one is pretty straightforward as far as the probable outcome. Calgary is the better football team. Edmonton, I don't think, can match them. All due respect to any team on any day in the CFL can beat somebody. I don't know if Edmonton has it in them right now. It was a little disappointing. I shouldn't say disappointing because I was cheering for the Stampeders, but there's something about Cody Fajardo that just makes you believe in him. I don't know if it's just me or if other people see this, but between Saskatchewan, his time in Montreal, it's just like there is something about him. Even if you like him or not, it's like this guy is going to succeed. And I don't understand, but he does. And I thought we were going to see it, but we didn't in that last game last week. Calgary took over. Calgary's defense is very strong. If they do take out Saskatchewan and go to the Grey Cup, it's going to be because of that defense. And that's even taking a little bit away from the offense because Vernon Adams is finding his receivers. I'm not saying he's perfect passing percentage, but when a receiver can get open, it hasn't been a lot of times where Vernon Adams hasn't been able to find that open receiver. So Calgary wins this one 28-17. I don't know why I went as much as 17. Maybe I just felt bad about last week, and I figured I'd give a couple of sympathy points to the Elks.
I thought for a second there, when you were going to talk about Cody, I thought you were going to say, explain Cody Fajardo to me.
No. Honestly, I don't think you need to. I think I get Fajardo. I think I get why people like him.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. One of the things I remember was like the canceled season 2020. I decided to be very, 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 very uplifting, and I said, okay, day one of whatever, and I'll say something nice about my rivals, about Saskatchewan Roughriders, their players, their fans, and for the most part, it was accepted pretty well. They got the occasional thanks. Oh, you too. That was nice. Whatever. Cody Fajardo actually got I got a full response from Cody. So for him to take his time out of his, well, I guess not so busy schedule during the canceled season was really appreciative. So he is worthy of any kind of personal admonition. What's the word I'm looking for? Compliments that are on his way. Before we wind down the show, CFPN has their fantasy league, and your boy is in third place with a 9-4 record. We don't talk about this as much as I'm surprised. Again, the whole Barry Horowitz pat on the back thing defeated the Argos. Where was it? It was the Argos fan cast, I believe. Defeated. I had the site decides to take away your players once everything like refreshes. So I can't remember who I had. I had Levi Mitchell as my captain. I know that one. I think I had Calgary as my defense. My goal was actually to pick a lot of Saskatchewan Roughriders to hopefully to do that jinx. And I thought I saved it, but I didn't. And it actually worked out in my favor in this time. This week I'm playing the Duchess Kaylee from the Turf District, and looking forward to hopefully going 10-4 because this will be the first time that I'll be in the playoff contention this late in the CFPN league. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Last week I forgot to give you the segue there, Tony. Any final thoughts?
No, today I think I'm pretty quiet today.
All right. Okay. Well, that'll wrap it up for episode 535 of the Rouge Radio podcast. Where you can find us, the video version on YouTube as well. Of course, you can follow us at Rouge Radio Pod on the TikTok. Yes, I am that old. I call it the TikTok. You can send us an email at thenewrouge@gmail.com. We might not read it on air, but we'll definitely receive it. Of course, for your audio pleasure, you can find us on iTunes as well as any other podcast application available to you. If you can download it, we are available on that application. For Tony, I'm Daltz. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.